Well, thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of living in an apartment. So I hope everybody's doing fantastic today. Today is Saturday. It's a gorgeous day here in California. And I just thought I would share some of the surprises, some of the positive surprises that have happened since I moved into the apartment and some of the things I'm kind of missing from my other house. I've noticed them. I don't know if those are things that other people are experiencing, but I thought I'd share them with you in case an apartment is something that you're considering. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about today was the pros to living in an apartment. And there's actually quite a few. I haven't lived in an apartment since I was in college. And I forgot about a lot of the really neat things that take place by not owning a house. The first thing is, when I was living in my house, really for the last 4 months, getting ready to sell, packing, getting rid of stuff, storing, I mean, it was just total stress for like 4 months. I could barely function. All I was doing was working. Since I've moved here, I realized there's really kind of a healthy, fresh start. I don't have to do any of those things anymore. I'm here. It's simple. It's just not as much overhead and things to worry about like I had in the other house. So this actually was kind of a surprise, kind of a fresh start, just thinking of some of the things I'm going to be doing when I get to Idaho in a few months. But right now, I have to be honest, I'm just kind of enjoying not having all this extra stuff to do. Another pro that I found is that this place is so easy to keep clean. I mean, there are advantages to having a big house, for sure. But you know, one of the biggest advantages of living in some place that's smaller is there's just not as much to clean. I've got 2 bathrooms here instead of 3, and I don't know, everything's just kind of contained. I've got one little living room, which is cozy. I've got a couch and a chair. I've got my TV set up. I really don't even have a table and chairs anymore. Everything's in storage. So we're just using like a buffet table and some folding chairs, but I don't really sit at the table anyway, but I figured I needed it if the grandkids came over. And so, you know, I found that keeping this clean has been super simple. We're eating off of paper plates. I mean, I have a lot of paper cups. It's very temporary. All of my dishes are packed away. I didn't bring a lot of the extras as far as appliances and things like that. So that's a little bit different. It is making me kind of think outside the box as far as cooking and stuff like that. But even that is going really well. So keeping this place clean, this is amazing. The third pro is that I'm getting a lot more walking in. Now, my son and his wife and my grandkids moved into the same exact apartment complex. In fact, they got the same exact floor plan that we have here. We have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a little living room, a kitchen, a dining room, and this is just perfect for 2 people. Now, they have 5 people in theirs and cousins that come visit all the time, so they're a little bit more crowded, but it's working for them as well. But I'm walking more to the mailbox. I'm walking more to their house. I'm walking to the pool. I mean, I'm walking anywhere I want to go. It's just getting out more and walking. Now, I'll be honest, in my other house, I spent most days outside, gardening and out by the pool, fiddling around with working on the yard. So I did get out a lot. I was walking and doing exercise, but this is a little bit different. I mean, I pretty much am walking wherever I'm going, anywhere in the complex. And this is a huge complex. There's a lot of units here. So I think that actually has turned into a big pro. The fourth thing, and this is a big thing, is there are lower expenses for everything. I mean, we're running our air all the time. It's a smaller place. our air conditioning in the summer at my other house sometimes were $500 bills a month. I mean, that was a tough nut to crack. We had, the pool cleaner. We had chemicals we had to add to the pool. There were people that had to come help with fixing the yard because it was too much for me and my husband to do by ourselves. It was, 3/4 of an acre, and every inch of it needed work all the time. So I just find that there's been a lot lower expenses since we've lived here. A lot of the utilities here are included, so I'm not paying an extra water bill. I'm not watering a yard. I have a little patio I did bring some roses with me, and I have them in a pot, but that's like a cup of water a day. It's just, I'm not watering 3/4 of an acre anymore. The other pro that I found is that this place has a ton of amenities. It has pools on the premises, so I can go and enjoy the pool, the jacuzzi. They have a fitness center, they have a clubhouse. There's all kinds of stuff to do here. They have a park, they have a dog park. If people have dogs, they can go to the dog park here. They just have a lot of stuff, even outdoor barbecues. Now, I didn't bring my barbecue. I left it at my other house since it was part of our pizza oven area. So I didn't bring a barbecue, but they have nice gas grills here. Now, I haven't used them, but I'm going to in the next week. I just think that is amazing. I don't have to deal with a gas grill anymore. So, some of the amenities have really made it attractive to live here. Now let's talk about some of the challenges, because there are a few. And probably the biggest one for me, since I did come from a larger living area, is that even though I have a storage unit and a lot of my things are in storage, I had a garage, I had a shed, I had, a house with lots of closets. I really don't have that right now, and that's okay. I'm taking advantage of what I have. We got rid of a lot of stuff, but the storage is just kind of a challenge. So what I did was I brought over one of my racks that I can kind of put some of my pans and canned goods and things like that on. And I actually have two of them. I have one of them on the other side of my table, which is just helping me find some extra storage places for things to put things. And anything else, I asked my husband, could we just not buy anything extra? We're only here for maybe 4 or 5 months tops. Let's just make do with what we have and try to use up the food that we have, try to make sure that we're not wasting anything, because we really don't have the storage areas that we had before. And I'm finding that actually is kind of a pro in a way, because I'm not having to manage a lot of stuff. I have to kind of figure out, I have a very limited space, make it work. And there are some places, like, surprisingly, this unit actually came with a washer and dryer. We stored our washer and dryer, and this has like a little storage area on the top where the washer and dryer is. So I was able to put some of my canned goods there, our washing machine materials. We have a little area we could hang wet clothes for bathing suits and things. So that even worked out okay as far as storage. So I would say probably the biggest challenge that I'm having, and this was kind of my own fault, is the limited space in the kitchen. So as most of you who watch my channel know, I love to cook. I cook every day. I'm not somebody that goes out to eat very much. I really enjoy cooking, and it helps me stay on my weight loss plan. I found that it just works really good for me. So I found that when I was in the process of packing, I wasn't paying a lot of attention to the people that were helping pack. We hired a company to help us pack, because we were getting rid of a lot of stuff and taking a lot of stuff to storage. They packed my kitchen and my appliances. In my mind, I thought, okay, there's some things I have to keep out: a mini food processor, I need to keep out my coffee pot, I need to keep out a small crock pot, my air fryer. Those are like the 4 things I thought I have to have them. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to someone when that closet got packed and everything got put into storage. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I make this work over the next few months? Well, I've come up with some ideas and I think it's going to be fine. But that, I think, has been my biggest challenge. It's not that I don't have room. I don't have the things with me here that I have in storage. I don't want to go rummaging through my storage. If you saw my storage, it's literally packed all the way to the ceiling. There's no way I could even get a box out of there if I had to. So 4 or 5 months, I'm gonna make this work, but that, I would say, has to be my biggest challenge right now, is the kitchen. And again, I think that was my fault. The other problem that I have, and I never thought of it when we chose our unit, they asked us if we wanted to be upstairs or downstairs. Now, I didn't want to have to be carrying groceries upstairs or worrying about the grandkids falling, so I opted to get a unit downstairs. There's a ton of noise. We have a family above us. I don't know, I think the kids are up till like 2 in the morning and all they do is jump. So there's a lot of noise up above. I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to go down that path. I actually have some really good earplugs that I invested in on Amazon to help me sleep, and I'm just going to get through this. They're gone during the day for the most part, thank goodness. So it's quieter during the day, but at night it's extremely loud. It's hard. If I had thought about it more, thinking about it now, when I go to a hotel, I try to get the highest unit that I can so people aren't above us making a lot of noise. And if I had thought about all of that noise and all that stuff, I would have opted for a second floor. So if you're somebody who's looking to have peace and quiet and enjoy that serenity, and you're looking for an apartment or you're looking for kind of a living space, I would recommend, if you can do the stairs, maybe opting for a second floor, because it is loud on the first floor. That's probably my biggest complaint. And like I said, if I was going to be here 5 years, I mean, I would probably address it. I'm not going to address it at this point. It is what it is. I won't even say it's a challenge for me, because I have a parking space right next to our apartment, but we have one parking space. We have 2 cars. My husband has a car, I have a car. He gave me the parking space, so my parking situation is just fine. For him, he has to park wherever there's free parking. And sometimes, especially at night, a lot of people are coming home from work. They also have 2 cars. So he's parking really far away from the house. So, you know, the parking situation, I think if you had 1 car, it'd be just fine. People that have 2 or 3 vehicles, I think it's more of a challenge. So I guess I would consider that a challenge at this point for him. Another challenge, and I haven't had anything come up yet because we've been traveling, but there's less room for guests. I mean, when my sister comes with her granddaughter and we have like vacations together at my old house, you know, she could come and stay in the guest room, or, you know, had a blow up mattress she could put in the front room. I mean, there's really no room here to have multiple guests. It's really designed for a smaller family. And I guess we could squeeze them in, but I think they would be very uncomfortable. There's no extra beds or anything. They'd have to pretty much sleep on the couch or a blow-up mattress or something. I don't know, but it would be very crowded. I think my sister would be very uncomfortable here. So, you know, that is temporary, but, you know, for people that are, you know, having that in their life full time, I would think that, you know, having less room for guests might be kind of difficult. I see it as something I miss from the other house. But that's about it. So far, I'll be honest, I think things are going pretty well. I've kind of managed some of the things that I came in thinking were big problems, really weren't problems at all. One of the things was my storage in my freezer. I realize I'm a food hoarder, so I'm gonna work on that over the next 4 months. But my freezer was my biggest challenge. I had brought over food from not only one small freezer, but a large freezer and another small freezer. I had 3 freezers, and I don't know, a lot of it was stuff from my garden. It was stuff from my fruit trees. It was things I canned I brought with me. We're just gonna eat them and that'll work out great. But things that were frozen, I had to give away. I had to get rid of some of it. I canned some of it. Like all my tomatoes, I ended up canning into salsa and pasta sauce before I left. So that worked out good. But what I did was I did buy one appliance. I bought an ice maker. And the only reason I did that is because I could put my ice maker on the counter and I could take that big area where my ice tray went and fill it with stuff like TV dinners and things like that. So that actually worked out good. My freezer now is perfect. It's just the right size for the 2 of us. So there you go, pros and cons to living in an apartment. Would I do this again full time? Yeah, I think I would. I think the pros outweigh the cons. I would make some changes if I was gonna do this full time for an extended period. I would probably get an upper floor unit. I would make sure that I'm close to the parking as I can. Make sure I'm close enough to the pool. I'm somebody who enjoys using the pool, so I do have to walk a ways to the pool right now, but the walking doesn't hurt me either, so that's fine. And overall, I think it's going pretty good. So I hope this is helpful to some of you out there that are considering living in an apartment and maybe as an alternative to what you're doing right now. So thanks for watching today. If you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and I will see you next time. In fact, I'll see you tonight because I'm making a really good Trim Healthy Mama dinner. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.